The story begins inside a dark, terrifying cave where we see a girl named Drasa hiding with a sniper rifle in her hands, waiting for someone. A few kilometers away from the cave, we see an airport where a plane lands. As soon as the president steps out of the plane, Drasa shoots him with her sniper and kills him instantly. No one around even realizes where the bullet came from or who fired it. This makes it clear that Drasa is no ordinary girl. She is a deadly, highly skilled sniper. After completing her mission, Drasa picks up the bullet casing and keeps it with her. Then she goes to visit her mother's grave, as her mother is no longer alive. But when she reaches the cemetery, she finds her father already sitting there. She tries talking to him, but he reveals that he knows everything about her, that she's a sniper and has just killed a man. Drasa tells him that sometimes she can't even sleep because of what she does. She then takes out the bullet casing and hands it to her father. He places it with a bunch of other casings he has collected, and we learn that Drasa has killed many people before. Her father then tells her that he has cancer and only has a few days left to live. He adds that if he doesn't die naturally in the coming days, he will take his own life on Valentine's Day. Hearing this shatters Drasa. She begs him not to do it, but he insists that this might be their last meeting. Meanwhile, we see a man named Levi, who is troubled by nightmares. He often sits by the beach writing poetry, and today he is there again. Suddenly, Levi receives a message telling him to come to a certain address. He immediately takes his car and drives there. Inside the house, he meets a woman named Bartholomew. Through their conversation, we learn that Levi used to be a military sniper, but has now retired and spends most of his time at home. Bartho gives Levi a new mission and tells him she wants to send him somewhere far away. She asks if he has anyone in his family who will miss him when he's gone, because there's a chance he may never return. Levi thinks for a moment and tells her he has no one. He lives alone. Bartho says she will give him the mission details later. Levi is then sedated, and when he wakes up, he finds himself on a plane with no idea where he's being taken. He tries asking the staff, but they all ignore him, except one pilot, who finally tells him they've reached his destination. She tells him he must walk at least 32 kilometers from the landing point to reach the location where he must carry out his mission. She gives him a parachute, and Levi jumps onto the snowy ground below. After walking for 2 days, he finally arrives and meets a man named JD, who takes him toward a watchtower and tells him, "You will work here for the next 1 year. I also worked here for a year, but my time is over now, so this job has been handed over to you." However, Levi still didn't understand what exactly his job was. When he asked JD this question, JD told him that there is a very deep pit here, which has been named Gorge. Levi's only duty is to guard it, nothing else. After this, he explains the rules to Levi and tells him that he can contact these people only once a month, and that his tower is called the West Tower. On the other side, there is also an Eastern Tower, but Levi must not communicate with the people there in any way. His job is only to focus on his own mission, and the people in the Eastern Tower also focus solely on their mission. He also tells Levi that for 1 full year, he cannot contact anyone. There is also an automatic gun here that Levi must reload every day. If it runs out of bullets, it's his responsibility to fix it. Besides that, there are many mines below. If any of them explode or malfunction in any way, Levi will have to take care of that as well. However, Levi still doesn't understand what his actual mission is. So he asks JD, "Is my job to stop people coming here from getting close to Gorge?" To this, JD replies, "No. Gorge has something inside him that must be stopped from coming out." Then he picks up a small bomb and throws it into the pit, which is actually inside Gorge. The moment it explodes, a terrifying and strange sound echoes from the pit, something that sounds like a monster. This is when we learn the true nature of the pit. It doesn't contain anything ordinary or small. Instead, something extremely horrifying is hidden inside. JD then tells Levi that the things hidden inside Gorge are called Halloween, and Levi must stop them from coming out at any cost. It's said that in 1940, 3 army battalions went down to stop these Halloween, but none of them ever returned. JD also tells Levi about a stray dog alarm. He warns Levi that the day this alarm starts ringing, he shouldn't think about anything. He must run for his life immediately. JD admits he doesn't know why this rule exists, but he is simply sharing what he has been told. Just then, both of them look toward the opposite tower, where a new officer has just been appointed because the previous officer had completed his 1-year term. JD then tells Levi about food and supplies, saying that his meals for the entire year have already been arranged here. If he wants, he can also go hunting. JD also reveals to Levi that this place has been a secret for the past 75 years, and no one knows anything about it. They must keep it a secret in the future as well. After saying this, JD steps outside. As soon as he lights a smoke to signal, a helicopter arrives to pick him up, and JD gets on it. The officer in the helicopter first asks him for his identity and then shoots him dead. This reveals that the place is so secret that no one is allowed to leave from here. Meanwhile, we see Levi, who does exactly what he was told to do. He loads bullets into the automatic gun and starts inspecting the surroundings. When a full month passes, he tries to contact someone from there and tells them that he has not encountered any enemies. Saying only this much, he disconnects the call, because he was allowed to say just these few words. And he is permitted to send this message only once every month. After that, he starts reading the books kept in the cupboard when his eyes fall on some messages written on the wall. These were written by the people who had lived there before, each sharing their own experiences. After reading them, Levi comes outside and uses a telescope to look toward the other tower. There, he sees a girl sitting, who is none other than Drasa. Seeing Drasa's beauty, Levi can't take his eyes off her. But he doesn't try to talk to her, because he was strictly forbidden from contacting anyone from the other watchtower. In this way, 2 to 3 months pass for Levi, and by now, Drasa also knows about him. So one day, on her birthday, she decides to talk to Levi. She writes on a piece of paper and asks Levi for his name. Seeing this, he also picks up a board and uses it to tell Drasa not to talk to him. But Drasa still tells him her name. After that, Levi doesn't think too much and writes down his own name. And this is how the two become friends. One day, when Levi finds out that Drisa is a sniper, he decides to test her and aims at her equipment. To prove herself, Drisa picks up her sniper and aims at his watchtower. But just then, she spots some monsters coming out of the pit. She quickly signals Levi to warn him. Levi immediately starts firing at those monsters non-stop. But their numbers are too high, so Drisa also helps Levi and destroys the monsters from her own watchtower. However, during this, one monster reaches close to her. One that looked half human and half animal. Drasa sees him and tries to save herself by shooting at the monster. But it's useless, and the monster keeps moving toward her. At the right moment, Levi shoots it and kills it, saving Drasa. The next day, Levi goes inside the mines, where suddenly a small drone emerges from the pit and flies away. But before it leaves, both Levi and Drisa see it. They still have no idea what it actually is. In this way, a few more months pass for the two of them, and now the month of December has begun. One day, Levi decides to meet Drasa. He ties a rope to the part of his RPG where the missile is usually loaded. Drisa notices him doing this, but she still doesn't understand what he is trying to do. Then Levi fires the missile toward the other side. The missile is attached to the rope, and the rope reaches Drasa. She ties it to a tree, and then Levi uses it to cross over to the other watchtower. When Drisa sees him, she gets extremely happy, but before hugging Levi, she tells him to take a bath. She then watches him bathe through the CCTV camera. After that, the two of them talk about many things, and during their conversation, Drasa asks Levi about the longest shot he has ever taken. Levi replies that he once shot and killed a man from a distance of 3,240 meters, and that he used to work in the Marines. After this, he asks Drasa what is so special about this place that it has been kept so secret. Drasa tells him not to think too much and to just focus on his job. She also tells him about her father, who is probably dead by now. After that, she plays some music and asks Levi to dance with her. Then the two of them dance together, come close to each other, and end up crossing all boundaries right there. During this moment, Levi starts telling Drisa about his poems and says that he has written one for her as well. Hearing this, Drasa asks him to recite the poem, but Levi refuses and says, "When we both get out of here, I'll give you that poem." As soon as morning comes, Levi decides to leave the place. But when he reaches halfway, he sees monsters climbing up his watchtower. As soon as they hit the mines attached to the tower, a massive explosion occurs. Because of this, Levi's rope burns and he falls into the ravine. Drasa also sees everything happening. So, to save Levi, she quickly grabs a parachute and jumps into the ravine without thinking twice. After this, we see Drasa floating in a river that flows inside the ravine. Somehow, she manages to save herself and reaches the shore. Meanwhile, we see Levi hanging from a tree. Suddenly, a huge crab-like creature attacks him, causing him to fall from the tree. The tree's roots then completely trap him. Just before the creature can harm him, Drasa arrives and saves him. The two of them then begin observing this strange place together. Just then, a few Holomen arrive on horseback and attack them. But instead of being scared, Levi and Drisa fight back fiercely and manage to kill two of the Holomen. However, one of them escapes. Meanwhile, Levi walks over to the Holoman he killed to check him and notices that the man is wearing a uniform. The moment he sees the uniform, Levi remembers what JD once told him, that years ago, 3 battalions of soldiers had fallen into this pit and were never seen again. But if that's true, how are they still alive now? This question leaves Levi deeply confused and troubled. Well, the two of them move ahead and reach a place where trees were growing out of human bodies. Seeing this, it felt as if some kind of virus had spread its terror there. Levi and Drisa were still staring at this horrifying scene when a few hollow men started coming toward them. To escape, they both rush into a church. But the inside of the church was extremely terrifying because several dead bodies were lying there. People who had taken their own lives to escape the wrath of the virus. Suddenly, a giant spider attacks Drisa. It looked as if the virus had affected the spider too. As soon as it attacks them, the two of them shoot it together and kill it right there. But then, breaking the door down, some hollow men enter the church. The moment Levi and Drisa see them, they quickly run out of the church and reach a tunnel built between the mountains. They shut the door from the front, and when they look inside the tunnel, they find what appears to be some kind of laboratory. They reach the place where experiments had once been conducted. Here, they also found a backup generator, which they managed to start. Then Levi found a DVD player. When the two of them played the cassette, a woman appeared on the screen. She began explaining her secret mission related to this place. She went on to say that they were developing a chemical missile here, and many people were involved in the project. But one day, an earthquake struck the area. Because of the quake, the missile they had prepared began to leak, causing the chemical to spread all around. As a result, many people got infected, and she herself was infected too. They had reported this situation to the military and requested that the entire place be bombed and destroyed so the chemical wouldn't spread outside. However, the military did not take their warning seriously. After listening to the woman's message, Levi and Drisa finally understood everything. So they decide to examine the tunnel more closely, and that's when they find a modern-day computer inside, which was quite strange. So they decide to turn on the computer, and after seeing the information stored in it, they are completely shocked, because it reveals details about a company called Dark Lab, which works on creating paramilitary forces. They collect samples from infected people here and use them to turn their soldiers into super soldiers. That's why no country wants to completely destroy this place. Levi also learns that this pit is 4.2 kilometers long. After this, as the two of them step out of the area, suddenly a hollow man attacks them. He ties Drisa with a rope and drags her away with him. However, she tries to cut the rope, but it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Levi keeps wandering around looking for her and reaches a place where a huge missile is standing. On the other side, we see Drisa hanging from a tree, and that hollow man is standing right in front of her. She tells him to untie her, but when he doesn't listen, she somehow frees her hands herself and attacks him. The fight between them continues for quite a while. Just then, Levi arrives there too and shoots the hollow man, saving Drisa. But when he looks at the name on the uniform, he realizes that this was the first person who used to guard the watchtower and later became infected. So the two of them decide to leave the place, and they put a new battery inside a nearby car and tie it with a rope. As soon as the car starts moving upward, suddenly, a large number of hollow men show up and attack them. But the two of them use their snipers to take down many of the hollow men. However, at one point, when they run out of bullets, they set the attackers on fire and push the car off a hill. After that, they somehow manage to reach the eastern tower, but they are scared that one of them might have gotten infected. So the next day, Levi uses a rope to climb up to his west tower. There, Bartho contacts him and asks if he went inside the gorge. Levi denies it. Hearing this, Bartho tells him that maybe an officer from the other tower went into the gorge because someone has started their computer. So now he must kill that person. However, Bartho had already seen in the CCTV footage that both of them had gone into the gorge. She doesn't express this in front of Levi, but she herself comes there the next day. But Levi and Drisa spot her helicopter, and they realize that she has come here to kill them. So they quickly run toward the forest. Levi knew that after crossing 4.2 kilometers, the two gorges connect, and then he could meet Drisa again. So he attacks the antenna of the west tower, and the alarm starts ringing, meaning that in the next 2 minutes, the stray dog mode will activate, and the place will destroy itself automatically. Bartho knew this very well too, so she took the helicopter and tried to escape. Meanwhile, Drisa and Levi also started running. After exactly 2 minutes, the missile kept inside Gorge exploded, and the blast killed all the Hollow Men. Bartho's helicopter also got caught in the explosion, which caused her death as well. Levi fell into the water, but Drisa survived everything and sat in one place waiting for him. Many days passed, but there was no sign of Levi, so she opened the poem he had written and read it. After that, she began her new life and started working in a restaurant. But then one day, suddenly, Levi shows up there. Seeing him, Drisa becomes happy, and the two of them kiss each other. And with that, the story comes to an end. So friends, what would have happened if you were in Levi and Drisa's place in this story? What would you have done?